Hello, my name is Bobby Rahal, and on behalf of Turning Point, I'd like to welcome all of you and to thank our friends at Walgreens and Office Max for joining with us at Turning Point to discuss career development opportunities for those afflicted with autism. Why am I here? I don't have children that have been affected by autism, but I have friends who do have children. But most importantly, I see, and my wife sees as well, the necessity, given the increasingly large number of young people being born with autism, the necessity to give them some opportunities, to provide opportunities for them as they go through their lives so that they're able to lead meaningful, constructive lives of their own. We've had the good fortune to be involved with the Turning Point golf tournament for the last several years. And when you see what's happening in the progression towards these kinds of opportunities for these young people who are, legitimate, credible human beings that have intelligence, and they just unfortunately happen to have this affliction, it just makes you want to do more. And I suppose I've been asked in some respects to do this because if anybody understands the necessity and the importance of teamwork and the success that they've had over the years, I guess I would. As a racing car driver, you quickly learn when you first start racing that your success is dependent on many other people besides just your own efforts. That you have mechanics, you have sponsors, you have marketing people, you have this entire organization that's dedicated to working together to bring home victories. And so as a driver, as much as you'd like to think it's all about you, it's exactly the opposite. And what I see happening at Turning Point and the kind of teamwork that they've created to help this cause, and then obviously with all of you and what the roles that you can play in concert with Turning Point and with other organizations like that, then you understand why perhaps I have maybe some insight or there's some value to what I can provide. As I said, as a racing car driver, you learn very quickly that your individual success is really based on the efforts and the commitment that many others make towards you and by extension towards their own goals and themselves. And I'm also involved in the automobile business, and I think it's part of creating the culture within a racing organization or within our corporate organization is really the most difficult thing, because you have all these different peoples with all these different ideas and personalities and interests and what have you. And how do you create the culture where these people as a group really work together towards one common goal? And of course in racing it's pretty simple really, because you attract people who enjoy the sport first and foremost, but on top of that, they want to compete in their own special way, and they want to win. And they win by working together with me as a driver or me as a team owner now, and we create the actions that we need, the goals. We set the goals out for everyone to see, everyone buys into it, and then works towards those goals. But I think maybe one of the most important examples I can give of that is in our automobile dealerships. And I remember one time a fellow came up to me at a race and thanked me very much because we had helped his wife at one of our dealerships. And his wife was traveling through on a college tour with her daughter, and they'd suffered a flat tire, which was getting close to nighttime, and they were in a place they did not know, they weren't familiar with. They called up our dealership, and it was a Saturday, and it was after hours, and nobody was there except one fellow who was doing work on his own car. She called, and of course the phone rang. Now there was nothing that compelled him to answer the phone. I mean, he wasn't working. It was after hours, as I said. He didn't really have to answer the phone, but he answered the phone because he felt it was the right thing to do. And of course he hears on the other end of the line this woman who's sounding a little distressed, and he understood she had a flat tire, and he said, "Well, you just stay there. I'll come out and get you and bring you back." So he took a wheel and tire out to her, changed the tire on the side of the Pennsylvania Turnpike, brought her back to the dealership with her car, fixed the tire they had, took the tire that he put on off, put it back in our stock, and sent her on her way. She wasn't a customer of ours. She was from Minnesota, in fact, 1,000 miles away. But he did what he did because he felt it was the right thing to do, and it was that commitment towards that goal that we have always set aside, whether it's through our racing teams or our dealerships, and that is that you commit yourself to making not only yourself the best, but by extension, the organization that you work for. And it really struck me when I heard the appreciation by this fellow, and I thought for a minute, I said, no, now that's what it's all about. It's all about everyone within the organization working towards a common goal, understanding what the vision is, and then committing themselves to that in their own particular way. And I know for us to really have the effect that we want to have and create the opportunities for these people with autism, that it's going to take that same kind of, we know the vision, we know what we want to do, but it's going to take that same kind of commitment individually and collectively to get us to where we want to go and to provide those opportunities for these young people. And I know with the kinds of corporations like Walgreens and OfficeMax, I know the ability exists there to do such a great thing. And I look forward to working with you on that. So I invite you to listen and to participate and to help create the vision and the commitment towards creating a better future for these young people. Thank you very much.
A lap at 200 miles an hour, so he had something left and he's showing it right now. And Nick Mears may be going to menace Kevin Cogan for second as Rahal goes on to win. That's a possibility.
The yellow flag, which appears to have won the race for Kevin Cogan, instead created an opportunity for Bobby Rahal to win it. An opportunity that Rahal has taken advantage of. There in front of him, on the right, now the left, Blaine Sweeney holds a checkered flag for the 1986 Indianapolis 500 champion, Bobby Rahal.
So join me and Team Turning Point in creating a winning team.